There is something about memorializing somebody who's no longer in this world with a stone. You know, it's the fragility of life and the permanence of stone. I used to walk my dog in the Broad Street Cemetery, you know, as a kid. I used to run around there with my friends. I loved these gravestones growing up. You know, I used to make fake gravestones for Halloween and stuff. The gravestones are definitely part of my heritage. I had always kind of wanted to explore, but I didn't know where to go. I didn't have anybody to teach me. And so I kind of let it slip by. I first started getting into carving during COVID. It was during lockdown, and everybody was kind of picking up hobbies. And at the time, I was obsessively reading about New England burying grounds and the history of gravestone carvers in New England. I had a few chisels from college, and I didn't have a mallet. I just had like an old construction hammer, and just got some free samples of slate, and started carving my favorite death's head. I took a rubbing of it at the Old North Cemetery in Wayland, and it's a very primitive death's head. It almost looks like an African mask. It's not your typical skull and wings. Very unusual design, and that was the first. I just really felt compelled to carve that one. I never thought I'd be carving gravestones. My background's in oil painting and etching. I went to the Rhode Island School of Design for oil painting. Every gravestone is different. I really try to design something as unique as the person that has passed on. To me, it's a very serious art form, and it's something that's very lasting, and I take a lot of time designing something that is right for the person, right for the cemetery. When I first started carving during the pandemic, I needed to find someone to teach me more. As much as you can learn from books or, you know, little videos online, like I wanted an instructor. And I reached out to this stonecutter in Vermont, Michael Fannin. Would you take on a student? And he said, yes, absolutely. If you're still doing this during the springtime, come on up. So I practiced every day throughout the winter time, showed that I was very committed to this. It wasn't just a hobby. I don't know, maybe it was a way to help, ultimately, people deal with death. It was a way for me to take death and turn it into an art form, turn something very scary into something beautiful. It's a part of me is like, I wish I didn't have to speak to any of these families. You know, I like seeing pictures of who this person was. I like hearing stories about their life. It's the more I know about the person, the better the gravestone will be, because I can infuse that spirit into the stone. It's heartbreaking. It's, I've cried, just hearing these stories with the people. Like I'm afraid I will grow numb to it. The more I hear, I'll become, you hear the doctors can sometimes appear very cold and formal or something. And now that I've been around death for a few years now, I kind of see how that may happen to somebody, that you grow a thick callus. Me being emotionally moved by these tragic stories, it helps me design the gravestone. They've been gone. There hasn't been anywhere I can go to speak to this person. And now it's like at the very cemetery where the remains are, and it's like they can now have a communication again. It's like this beacon, it's this, I don't know, vessel of their spirit or something. I visit a lot of the gravestones that I've created just to check up on them, to make sure they're okay, they're in good condition and stuff. People have been visiting. Flowers have been left behind, little things, just, I don't know, you can see that people have been coming back to this stone and spending time with it. My best friend from high school died in December 2 years ago, and that was very, very painful. To carve your best friend's gravestone. It's very, very odd. Just seeing his name, chiseling. It's like, what is happening? It's very. I don't. It's very tough. But we were hanging out a week before he died, and I had the stone that would ultimately be his in my living room. We were just playing the guitars together, and he had commented that he thought that was a beautiful stone. I wouldn't have wanted anyone else to do his headstone. I wanted it to be something special, and just took a long time doing something that was him. Whatever you choose to claim of me is always yours. Nothing is truly mine except my name. I mean, people have been erecting stone markers for the dead since the beginning of human civilization. There's something about it that gives closure or a sense of relief. It helps people cope with death. It gives the bereaved a location to mourn. It is a beautiful, relaxing setting to reflect on these people that were very important to you in your life. To me, when you die and you have a gravestone, it's like your spirit becomes that gravestone. It is the final period in your book of life.